I was getting the Marlin ready for an event and I was going to document the breakdown, make a video, and I had noticed as I had taken it out that the scope is starting to suffer from rubber rot. Watch this, you see that? Now some folks might be familiar with this. This is when that rubberized coating that you find on some of the appliances for firearms just starts to break down. It basically makes that item useless because it's absolutely disgusting to work with. It gets everywhere. I've looked at a couple of different types of chemicals to remove it, and I have found that the most effective means to remove it and the least caustic at the same time is 100% pure isopropyl alcohol that I pick up in Fry's up in Georgia. And it completely removes it. It leaves a satin finish where the rubber is removed. So just a test piece right quick. You can see it comes up like a tar. And where it's removed, there's a satin shine, and it's clean to the touch. It's perfectly gone. In order to do this properly, I'm gonna have to remove the scope from the rifle. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to clean this entire scope, remove that rubberized coating, and then I'm going to do the breakdown of this rifle. So let's get started. Oh, this is nasty. I got off about 95% of it. I'm gonna wash up, get new towels, and then do round two. Now I'll start again, just get whatever remained. There we go. I think it's done. This is good. Everything's removed. The scope is now usable again without being disgusting. So the first order of business on this rifle is the loading mechanism. Twist and remove, just like that. With the loading rod removed and nothing in the chamber, the bolt in the open position, and the safety set to fire, I squeeze the trigger, and now I just slide the bolt all the way back and out, just like that. I'm just going to separate this mechanism by twisting until it turns and separates just like that into two pieces. This spring here is still under tension. I'm just going to remove the tension by turning it, rotating it. So I'm going to pull back like that and let it fall in position just like that. See? Just turned it so it slid forward. Going to loosen this screw right here. Little tiny thing. Don't drop it. I drop it into the pan and slide this out. You separate these two pieces. I might even elect to take this screw and actually put it back in here until I'm ready to reassemble, just so I don't lose it. That assembly is broken down. I'm gonna have to lift up this tab here. It's like a little buddy tab on this side to get you started, but it also requires lifting this away as well, right? So you have to get something under here. Try and get both at the same time, just like that. Once you could do that, you could pry this tab back, just like that. Less is more in doing this part. Then this one lifts up from this side. Peeled back around, pops off. And this is what it looks like. Place that off to the side. And this exposes the firing pin and the firing pin spring. So I lift up very gently the firing pin. And inside, way down inside, is the firing pin spring. right here. Obviously not something you would do on a general cleaning, but again, I reiterate, this rifle has not been used in several years. This is a comprehensive breakdown and inspection of this Marlin. Everything about the firing pin mechanism appears to be in good condition. I wouldn't have known that until I opened it up. I'll give it a little oil and cleaning. Spray it through first and wipe it out. Yeah, I tested with a Q-tip. This is super clean. This was definitely put away, cleaned, no doubt. There's nothing on here. Okay, I'll reassemble this mechanism now. Spring goes down into this hole right here. Pin goes up and over the spring, that L piece at the end, such that there is a return for the pin. There's some tension there, right? And as it would stand, obviously, this column here doesn't line up. We could see that it's offset, and that would not allow the band from before to match up. So it's going to have to be pushed forward as the band is inserted to put tension onto the spring like that. So it's pushed and held forward. Make sure the firing pin is still under tension. Just give it a little push here. You can see that's just fine. Everything's back together with this. This is done. Take a look at this. Again, here's another thing that's entirely clean. The spring could use just a little bit of oil, and that's it. The spring was just a little bit of, see a little bit of surface rust in the spring. That's it, nothing else. I'll take out that mini screw, take a look in here. Everything here seems to be okay. Run a Q-tip up in there, have a look. Yep. This was a little dirtier than I thought. It was a little surprising. No matter. Get a little oil up in here. This should be good. Bring the screw back into position. And there we go. Now what I have to do is I have to now grab a piece of paper towel. I gotta pull this bolt back in the tension position like this. Now it has reintroduced the tension back to the spring. Everything here is nice and clean again. I can now take the firing pin and align. There is a notch. The notch is currently pointed at 6 o'clock. We can see this right here, so I can bring this downward, lock that in, spin, and the bolt is now completely done. This is ready to go back in the rifle once the rifle is cleaned. Just hit the outside of the bolt a little with some rem oil. Flipping the rifle over reveals 2 flathead screws that releases the rifle from the stock. Now carefully separate the stock. I'm going to inspect and clean these areas, although I'll tell you right now, looking in here, this is perfectly clean. Just needs to be once over and oiled, and that's about it. A little dirt, nothing appreciable. Everything seems to be in just fine condition. A little gunpowder residue. There's no rust, there's no wear. Everything looks just fine. Set up a cleaning rod. I'm going to give this a once over, so we're just going to go through the bore, clean it up. It really wasn't that bad. A little cleaning didn't hurt. Give the rest of the mechanics a light oiling. Get in here. Also, any areas that I won't have contact with once the stock is back on. So get that too. And with that, we set it back up for reintroducing the stock. You place the mechanism right back in. Just like that. We'll put our 2 screws back in. With the rifle back in the stock, we wipe down the bolt one last time, set it to fire, stage everything correctly, track pointing downward here. Squeeze the trigger. Bolt slides right back in just like that, nice and smooth. Let go of the trigger. Locks in. Then we can pull it back. Test it out. Everything seems to be working just fine. I'm gonna mount the scope back on the rifle. Clean up these mounts right quick. Just lay them on top. Just going back in. There it is, we're done. I hope you found the service of the Marlin 22, including the removal of the nasty rubber coat, helpful and enjoyable. Thanks for watching.